Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Start பண்ணிடுவா ma'am?
ஆமா.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss about the applications of linked list. Okay, this is the last topic in Unit 1. In this linked list applications, there are a lot of real-time applications are there that we will discuss one by one. Before that, as usual, the small recap about the last class topic, circular linked list. Okay. See, last class we discussed about what are all the advantages of circular linked list, what are all the operations we performed on circular linked list, then disadvantages of linked list. Based on that, you should answer the following questions one by one. Now, this is the first question. This is the first question. If you know the answer, you can give the answer in chat box. Yeah. First question. In a circular linked list, okay, first this question to Brinda, roll number 29. Brinda, you should answer this question. In a circular linked list, first one, the components are linked together in some sequential manner. There is no beginning and no end. Okay, components are arranged in hierarchy, or forward and backward traversal within the list is permitted. Okay, you just go through 4 options. Each options will represent the types of linked list. One, it represents the circular, another one for doubly linked list, another one for non-linear data structure. Okay, so based on that, which one is suitable for the circular linked list? Answer to Brinda, roll number 29. What is the answer for the first question? Yeah, Brinda, very good. What is the answer for the first one? Your answer is for components are. Your answer is A. Okay, components are linked together in some sequential manner. Sequential is a linear data structure, that is okay. But here, which one is the perfectly suited for the circular linked list? We all know that components are arranged in hierarchy is a non-linear data structure. Then forward and backward traversal within the list is for this doubly linked list. Okay, we can traverse both sides. Yeah, which one is for the answer? Anybody else? What is the answer? Yeah, Brinda, the answer is for there is no beginning and no end. That is the indication of the circular linked list. Okay, because circular linked list, the head is the first node. The last node, it automatically pointed to the head node. Okay, it's a circular format. Okay, so the answer for the first question is B. There is no beginning and no end. Okay, next question, second question. Yeah, which of the following application makes use of a circular linked list? Okay, which of the following application makes use of a circular linked list? This question to Bharat Kumar, roll number 24. Roll number 24, Bharat Kumar. What is the answer for the second one? Yes, what is the answer for the second one? Undo operation in a text editor, recursive function called allocating CPU to resources, implement hash tables. Yes, hash tables and all. Already in very first class, I have given that example. For indexing concept, we are using these hash tables. Okay. Yes. Yeah, here the answer is C. Okay, what is the answer? Allocating CPU to resources. Right? Actually, the CPU memory allocation, here we are implemented the round robin method. Okay. So this round robin method is employed to allocate CPU time resources. Okay. So here we are using the option for the second one is for second question is answer C. Okay, allocating CPU to resources for the circular linked list. The third question, you just go through this given routine. Okay, find out what is the answer. I'm not giving the option for this question. You just go through the routine. Easily you will find out what is the output of the given function, fun. Here function name is fun. Okay, what is the output for this given one? Here we are going to print the list or reverse the order or find the maximum element in the list or minimum element. You have to give the answer. Just you can try what is the functionality output of this code routine. Okay. Now this question is for to Abhinaya. Abhinaya, you just go through this routine. The code itself, you just find out the answer. The code itself, you have the answer. You just give the answer. Yeah. Lot of answers are there in chat box. Yes, very good. So actually, the code it returns, it counts the number of elements in the circular linked list. Okay, it counts the number of elements in the list. Obviously, the number of elements in the list, it automatically gives the length of the list. Okay. So option 3 is the answer for third one is count the number of elements in the list. What about Abhinaya? Yes. Okay, no problem. Then fourth question. Which of the following is false about the circular linked list? Which of the following is false about the circular linked list? This big O of n and all we are going to we will study in the next semester subject, that is analysis of the algorithm. For that we are using this notations and all. Okay. Okay, this is a representation of big O of notation. Okay. Big O of notation to represent the analysis of the given algorithm. Okay, actually a small clue, if big O of n where we are going to use this, assume in our list we are having 5 elements. Okay, in that 5 elements I am going to search the element, whether the element is given or not. Okay, assume in 5 elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now I am target element is 10. Okay, actually the 10 is which is placed in the first location of the given list. Okay, when I am going to search the given operation, okay, immediately I will get the result whether the element is found in the first location. Okay, whenever the element is found in the first location, that will return, it will take the time complexity of big O of 1 because our searching time is for only one time. Okay, that is big O of n. Okay, big O of 1. What is big O of n means? Assume our search element is the 50, which is in the last position of the given array. Okay, now I am going to search whether the 50 is present or not. Okay, in that situation, we will check the first position, then we can switch on the second one, then we search third, 4 up to 5th location. That 5th is the identification of our list n, size of the array n. Okay, so at that time, the analysis part, okay, the efficiency, the analysis of that given algorithm is big O of n. Okay, this that concept and all we will discuss in the next semester algorithm part. Okay, so this is a basic clue about this one. Now we find out which is the false about the circular linked list. Yeah, any answer for this one? Question number 4. Okay, question number 4 for Dinesh, roll number 45. Roll number 45, Dinesh. What is the answer for this question 4? Already Harish has given the answer B, whether it is correct or not. Or you can give your answer. Which is the false about circular linked list? Dinesh, roll number 45. Yeah, your answer is D. What is D? We can traverse the whole circular linked list by starting from any point. But here, which is the false about the circular linked list? Yes. That's why I explained what about big O of 1 and n. Okay, no problem. See, the answer for this fourth one is B. Okay. The time complexity of inserting a node at the head of the list is big O of n, 1. Okay, this is the false about the circular linked list. Why? Because this is a circular linked list. Always, if the header node, the last node, it points to the address of the header node. So we have to traverse the list. Okay, so based on that, you can understand the question properly. This is a circular linked list. Next, fifth question. This question to Sriram, roll number 68. Fifth question. Others, we just give a time. Okay. Sriram answered this question, roll number 68. The disadvantage in using a circular linked list. Yeah, it is possible to get infinite loop or last is a disadvantage I'm asking. Okay. Last node points to the first node, time consuming, requires more memory space. Yes, what is the answer for the fifth one? Sriram, roll number 68. Roll number 68, Sriram. What is the answer for fifth question? Yeah, Sneha, answer is A. Okay, what about Sriram? Sriram is there? Vaishnavi also? Okay, good. Good. Kirtika, your answer is also good. Yeah, Nirmal Verma, Sweta, where is Sriram? Okay, no problem. Here, the answer for the fifth question is it is possible to get into infinite loop. Okay, that is one of the disadvantages of circular linked list because always the last node, it points to the address of the head node. Okay. Next, sixth question. A dash is a header list where the last node points back to the header node. Okay. This question is to Harshini, roll number 53. Harshini, roll number 53. What is the answer for the question number 6? Question number 6. What is the answer for? Question number 6. Harshini, roll number 53. Anybody else? What is the answer for? Question number 6. Yeah, the answer is D, circular header list. Okay. Harshini, where is Harshini? Harshini is there? Yeah. Good. Okay, the answer is circular header list. Next one, 7th question. In circular linked list, okay. Yeah, already we asked this one, okay. Now, 8th question. What does creating a node mean? This is general, not because of this circular linked list. This is a common concept. What does creating a node mean? Whether it is defining its structure or we are allocating memory to it or initialization or all the above. Then think and give the answer. Divya Priya, roll number 48. What is the answer for 8th question? Divya Priya, what is the answer for 8th question? Divya Priya, what is the answer for 8th question? Others, you gave the answer. Answer D. What about Divya Priya? Whether she is there or not? Yeah, Nikki's. Okay, your answer is correct. So what is the creating a node is nothing but already I told you. First we have to define the structure. It itself we have to allocate the memory. Okay, then we have to initialize all those parts. Okay, what are the, if two fields are there, we have to initialize all those things. So this, the question number 8, the answer is all the above, which includes the creating a node. Next one, 9th one. Struct node. So this question to Arun Vengat, roll number 82. Okay, 9th question is to Arun Vengat, roll number 82. Yeah, here you are creating a new node. Okay, current, which is we can go, which node it holds the address of start next. Okay, so here what current will contain, if it is a variable of type struct node, what is that meaning? What is the meaning of this one? It holds the address of the second node or the address field of the second node, data field of the second node, none of this. Yes. What is the answer for the 9th one? Question to Arun Vengat, roll number 82. Where is Arun? Arun Vengat? Arun Vengat?
You know Telugu also, no, ma'am?
Yeah? No problem.
You will be he will be able to answer in Telugu also, ma'am. He has answered. You check it. In the very beginning, he has answered.
Oh, chat box liya.
Yeah.
Ayyo, I can't read Telugu. Theriyadu.
Yes, type DMO.
DMO means?
EMO.
EMO வா? EMO. Oh,
Yeah, ma'am.
யார் அது?
Arun Venkat.
Arun Venkat. Hey, what Arun Venkat? Hey, EMO, you televada, what is the answer? Endukku EMO vesunavu? You just, this is a current node, it's pointing to the address of the start arrow next. That means it holds the address of the next node. Okay, you assume you are in the current position. The start arrow next, it holds the address of the next node, second node. Okay, what Arun EMO endukku vesunavu? Give the correct answer. Okay, if you don't know, you just don't give that reply. You ask how it will, ma'am. You can ask like that. Okay. Yes, Arun Venkat. That time you are thinking, okay, no problem. Hereafter, don't give like that answer and all. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So here the answer for the 9th question is address of second node. Okay. We all know that the next field, it points to the address of the next node. Okay. Yeah. So these are all the small recap about the circular linked list. Shall I start the today's session? Yes. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the application of linked list. Okay. Before that, I told you, I gave one small assignment to you in the last class. Where is Balaji? Balaji, have you written that program? Balaji? Where is that Sangat Talaivar Balaji? Last class he told, you know. You gave small brief introduction about circular linked list. Last class he told you. Balaji is there? I don't know the. Yeah, good, super. Now you give the small introduction or recap about the circular linked list. Yeah, you. Now. Small recap now. What is circular linked list? What are the operations we are going to perform? Like that you have to describe. Start. Yes? What? அதெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் பரவாயில்ல. நீ பேச ஆரம்பிச்சு நெட்வொர்க் கட் ஆகி நீ வெளியே போயிட்டேன்னா அப்புறம் உனக்கு இருக்கு. யூ ஸ்டார்ட்.
மேம் பேசினாலே கட் ஆகுது மேம்.
இல்லையே, நல்லா தான் கேக்குது, சூப்பரா கேக்குது. யூ ஆன்சர்.
Balaji, whatever you know, you just answer. Or if you're not knowing,
இல்ல அவர் வந்து படிச்சிட்டு வரேன்னு சொல்லியிருந்தாரு. Last class he gave assurance. That's why I'm asking question to Balaji. Yeah, he prepared. I know. Yeah, Balaji, you come forward, ma. Hey, don't waste my time. I have to show the demo of circular linked list and today's session also. Okay. Yeah, don't waste our time. You have to prove yourself. What you learn about circular linked list. You give okay. You give confidence to your friends also. Okay, give. Okay, what is circular linked list? ஹலோ, கட் ஆயிச்சா?
நீங்க கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணிருக்க மேம்.
லாஸ்டா சொல்றியா?
நீ கிளாஸ் இருக்கு மேம். லாஸ்டா வேணா சொல்றேன் மேம்.
லாஸ்டா வர்றியா?
லாஸ்டாவே வர மேம்.
சரி, அப்ப அப்படியே இருன்னா. ஓகே, நோ ப்ராப்ளம். இது சொல்றதுக்கு நீ ஆன் பண்ணியா மைக்க? ஓகே, ஆஃப் பண்ணிரு. Okay. Okay, no problem. Now we are going to see the demo part of circular linked list. Okay. If you have that already, I told you, you just try that program implementation part. If you try it, if you are having that program, you can just open your notebook. Once you have to verify your code with my code. Okay. Once you have to check it out whether it is correct or not. Okay. Say for implementation, already I told you, here I am using CodeChef online compiler. Okay. Ma'am, screen therida, code safe screen. Have you all seen my code safe screen? Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So in that code safe, already I told you, you have to select the first one, code, compile and run. Okay. Here I am selecting the language for C. Now, this is my code. Okay, have you all visible this one code? Ma'am, code size okay ba?
Yes, ma'am, it is legible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Yes. So this is the implementation part of singly circular linked list. Okay. First one, if you whatever header file if you want, you can include. Here I am included two header file, stdio and sddlive.h. Okay. First one already this is singly circular linked list, so that we are using two nodes, data part and next part. In that throughout this program, I am using head and tail, two pointer variables, so that I am declaring initially this is struct node head is equal to null and struct node tail is equal to null. Okay. So if you want, you can take the screenshot. But either a screenshot I will show it in Word format. Okay. One is this is a routine for insert node at the first location. Okay. Declare the new node and allocate the first two, assign the values of the first two fields at default. Check whether if it is a empty or already the node is there. If it is not empty, you can insert the node, the head position. You can change the pointer value and all. Okay, this is the code for insertion at the beginning. Okay, now this is a code for insert at the end. As usual, take the new node. Okay, allocate the memory, assign the data part and next part. Then check whether it is our list is empty or not. Our list is not empty. You can insert that corresponding node in the last position. Okay. Yes, this is for insert at the middle position. Already I told you for middle operation, you must pass one more argument also, because where is the location? Okay, which location we are going to insert the new node? Okay. Yeah. New node, memory allocation, assign the data. Then you have to check whether that our target, this is our target value, this is our which place we are going to insert. Okay. You have to check if both are equal, you can come out from the loop. Otherwise, yes. Otherwise, you can insert that position. You can insert the new node. Okay. Insert at the middle. Now, this is a routine for delete at the beginning. In that slide and all, we are using directly t equal to head. I told you whenever you are implementing the code, implementing the routine in code, okay, you must declare wherever that local pointer variable is there, you must declare before it. Okay. In this routine, I am using the local pointer variable t and t1, so that before that I am declaring that t1 and t2 as a struct node type. Okay, got it? Declaration part is missing in that slide. Okay, that is a routine. Yeah. Now check if it is a head. Okay, you go for. Otherwise, you can remove that variable, remove that particular node, the beginning. Next, again, end, delete node at the end position. This is for end. Again, I need two pointer variable, temporary pointer variable, declaration, initialization. Then you have to check whether it is not equal to head. You can increment this t. Otherwise, you can free the address position. Next one, void delete. Delete node at the mid. Okay, delete the middle node. Okay, that is enough. Next, pointer variable. If it is equal to data, not equal to data, based on that, you can delete the particular node, given node. This is a routine for search. Okay, whether our element is present or not, at the same time, which position the element is there. Okay, position as well as the element is there or not, both. Okay, if element is not there, it will display, it does not exist in the list. Now, display the forward direction, display what are all the nodes in your list, you can display one by one. Always we have to, for display, as usual, you can check whether from the starting node head, whether it is not equal to null, you go for, okay, print the data alone. So that I am using P of next data alone. Okay. Then increment this P of next one by one, print the second data, then increment by one, third data, like that you have to print all the nodes up to, because this is a, usually we are using whether P is equal to null or not equal to null. This is circular linked list, so that I am checking the last node, it obviously holds the address of header node. Okay. So that up to P not equal to head. We can do the process. If once P is equal to head, stop the process. Okay. This is for forward direction. Then backward direction. Next, from you starting from that next field. Okay. If it is equal to head, that means is the last node. Okay. Print the data, n of data, one by one. This is for print backward direction. One more. This is to find the length. Okay. This is a code for length. How to find the length of the. You have to initialize the size. This is a local variable is equal to 0. Then start from the list. If head is equal to null, what is it? Know the node in the list, or otherwise you can place increment size. Do the process up to the last node. Check. Okay. Then you count. Initially it is 1, and next you can increment the size by 1, 1. Finally you print the size value. It's a normal procedure. Okay. This is for the routine of list of the size of the list. Next, this is a main function. Okay. Here I can call the function one by one through the passing argument. Okay. What is this? This is what is the type of this function called? Any one of you? What is the type of this function called? Ritika, roll number 4133. What is the type of this function called? Yes, Ritika, roll number 4133. What is the type of function called this one? Yes. Any one of you? Whether it is function with return value, without return value, like that. You have 4 type of function called. What is the prototype here I am using? Yeah, Joseph, with the argument without. I am asking question to Ritika. Yeah, with the argument without return type. Roll number 31. Ritika, 4133. 4133. 4133. Yeah, good. With argument without return type. Super. So here I am using the function call with the argument. That is, argument is there, but here no return type. Okay. So using this statement, I am calling the function one by one. Okay, now I will see the next I am calling the insert at the end, beginning, all the routines are there here. Display forward, then display backward, then search and list. All the routines are there. Okay. Now I will show the demo one by one. Wait a minute. So meanwhile, you have to check your code. I don't know how many of you written in your notebook. Again and again, I am telling. For programming, how you have to improve your programming skill. You have to try yourself again and again, then only that programming skill will improve. Yeah. So this is here. First, I insert the beginning. Now I am going to insert the element 10. Okay. Then display whether that 10 is there. I have to display what are the elements in that list. Okay, what I told you, you have to click the run button. Have you all seen that result output? Output is 10. Have you all seen that result? Output is 10. Okay, that means the 10 will be inserted at the head position. Now, here why this head is the last node, always point to the header node. Okay, now insert one more node, 20. Insert one more node, 20. Now, so this is also beginning. I am calling the beginning function again with the new data value 20. So 20 is inserted at the beginning of the list. Okay, 20, 10. This is our list. Next one. Now I am going to insert the node 30 at the end. Here I am calling the function end function. Once again, run the program. Yeah. This is our new node 30, which is inserted at the last position. Okay. So the last node again, it will point to the header node. Now insert 40. Have you all seen the output? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Now 40 is inserted at the last position. Okay. So this is insert routine. Now next one. In between, I am calling the function begin once again. Okay, beginning. Node inserted at the beginning of the position. Yeah. Now the 50 will be inserted at the header position. Now the list is 50, 20, 10, 30, and 40. This is our new list. That is updated list. Any doubts in inserting the node at the beginning and end? Now I am going to insert the node at the middle. Already I told you, for that middle we are passing two arguments. One, this 60, it always represent our new node data value. 30 is the which position we are going to insert. Okay, this after this 30 we are going to insert the new node 60. Okay, got it? After this position 30. Yeah, see, listen. Here already updated list is 50, 20, 10, 30. So after this position 30, the 60 will be inserted. Okay. Yes. Next. Once again, you call one more new value in the middle. 70 is our new element. 70 is inserted after the 60. Yeah, 70 will be inserted at the after the 60th node. Okay. Next one, after that data 60. So these are all the insertion at the beginning, end, and middle. Now we move on to the deletion. Harish, multi-line command line also we can use. Okay, here I am showing this each single statement. Okay, wow. Saying step by step. That's why I am using double slash command line argument. Now, deletion at the beginning. Deletion at the beginning. See. We will see the output now. Now, deletion at the beginning. This is our last updated element 50, 20, 10, 30, 60, 70, and 40. Okay. Now I am calling the beginning deletion at the beginning so that the 50 first element 50 will be deleted. Okay. This is our updated list 20, 10, 30, 60, 70, and 40 after the deletion of the beginning element. Okay. Now deletion at the end. After the deletion at the end, deleting the node at the end position. Yeah, here. Yeah, this is the last line is the updated list 20, 10, 30, 60, 70 and 40. Now we are calling the function deletion at the end so that the last element 40 will be deleted. Okay, this is our update. After the deletion of 40, this is the updated list 20, 10, 30, 60 and 70. Okay, deletion at the end. Now deletion at the middle. Yeah, deletion at the middle. Yeah, this is a deletion at the middle. Okay, which element we are going to delete? Delete 30. So after the deletion of 30, the updated list is 20, 10, 60 and 70. Okay. Now, there is a statement to print the reverse. Print reverse order. Print the data in the reversely order. Yeah, after all the function call, the updated list is, what is our updated list? 20, 10, 60, 70. So after the function called reverse order, it will print reverse direction. Okay, 70, 60, 10, 20. Now next two operations are left out. What is the operation? Search and call the search routine, as well as I am calling the routine for find the size. Okay. Yeah. See all those. These are our output. Yes, this is a reverse order is over. Then find. I'm giving find. Then search of 70. I have given so that the 70 is present. Okay, this is our last list. 70 is. This is here I am calling the reverse direction. So no need to consider this one. So actually 70 is present in the fourth location. Okay, so that 70 is found. It will be present and the location position is 4. Okay. Now last one we can call the routine. Find the size of the list. Okay. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements are there, so that the size is equal to 4. Yes, any doubts? This is for routines of implementation part of the singly circular linked list. Any doubts? Shall I move on to the current today's topic, applications of the linked list? Any doubts for this demo? Students, respond me. Any doubts for this demo? Any doubts? Vandana, no doubt. Harish, need the code, ma'am. Okay, no problem. Harish, neela code keklama. Huh? Already, I think you have written in your notebook. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, we will send all those material to you. Okay, in your college mailing. Yeah. No doubts. Good. Shall we move on to the today's topic? Ma'am, full screen la irka ma'am. Raji ma'am.
Full screen. Ma'am, it is legible, ma'am.
Okay ma'am. Okay. Check. Okay, today the applications of linked list. These are all the general applications. Okay. In our syllabus, we have the first application only, manipulation of all polynomial equations. Okay, apart from that, the linked list applications of linked list, stack and queue, we are using, we can apply this linked list concept. Then representation of graph, that is a nonlinear data structure. Implement hash table, already told you, is the indexing concept. Okay. Then implement multi-processing of applications. So then in OS and all, we are using multiple scheduling concepts. Then representing sparse matrices. Okay. This sparse matrices is nothing but actually this is something different to the normal matrix. Okay, this sparse matrix, it can be represented using linked list because this matrix which has the majority of their elements equal to 0. Okay, in that situation, we are going to use that linked list. Okay, why? Because it has taken only the non-zero element. Okay, but it sparse matrix is nothing but the majority of the elements have in the elements equal to 0. Okay, so that if we are using the linked list concept in this, that particular that linked list, we are accessing only non-zero values. Okay, that 0 and all we don't bother about. That means we no need to allocate memory space for this zeros value element. Okay, so that we have considered only on the non-zero value, it automatically reduces our memory size. Okay, that is the concept of representing sparse matrices. We are using linked list concept. As usual, dynamic memory allocation. Okay. These are all the general concept in applications of the linked list in computers field, in our field. These are all the general applications, lot of applications we discussed in the very first class. Okay. Here one more, 3 of applications are there, basically in linked list. Here image viewer and previous and next page in web browser, then music player, if you are using linked list. Okay. First one, what is the first one? Previous and next images are linked. That means here we can be accessed by next and previous button. We can move, we can see the previous image and next images. That is for image viewer. Okay. Image you click now, you have to see the previous button and next button. Okay. So based on this, we can view the previous image and next image. The image viewer is one of the real-time example of application of the linked list. Then second one, in web browser, we can access previous and next URL searched in web browser. Okay. That means by pressing the back and next button, okay, so we are linked to the front page, previous page and the next page, okay. The same process in the image viewer also. Then music player, already I told you, we can play the songs in music player are linked to previous and next song, okay. So that we can play songs either from the starting or from ending to the list, end to the list. These are the 3 applications of the linked list. But in this unit 1, we are more concentrating in your syllabus. We are concentrating only on the polynomial manipulations. Okay, so you concentrate more on manipulations of polynomial equations. That is one of the applications today we are going to discuss in depth. Okay, yeah. Manipulations of polynomial equations. First of all, what is polynomial ADT? How to create the polynomial? What are all the operations we are going to perform on that polynomial? Already you all know that addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. So some operations today we are going to discuss. Now, first one, what is polynomial? Okay. Polynomial ADT. Okay. First of all, the definition, what is a polynomial? It is nothing but it can be defined as the collection of terms. Each term it contains the 3 parts. Okay. Yes, polynomial is nothing but it has a polynomial can be represented as the collection of terms. Okay. Term is nothing but, for example, I will see that sample equations and all. So for that polynomial ADT, okay, we need some node. Already I told you we are representing this polynomial using the concept of linked list. Okay. For that linked list, we have to represent all the data in the node format. So that we have to declare our node in node declaration. Okay. So create a structure for node. In this polynomial representation, we need 3 parts. First one is for coefficient. Second part is for exponent or power. Third one is for next part. As usual, the third part will point to the address of the next element. Okay, so this is a node declaration of the polynomial ADT. Any doubts? Polynomial ADT, the node representation is, it has 3 parts. First part, it always represents the coefficient. Second part is the exponent. The third part is the address of the next node. Next one. Here, some of the example of polynomial equations. Okay. Yes, the first one, 5x square plus 4x1 plus 2x0. Okay, the first polynomial. Then you take the second polynomial 5x power 1 plus 5x power 0. Okay, these are all some sample expressions. To represent this term alone, you have to take the first term 5x square. I have to represent the coefficient part, then power part. Okay. Then one more thing, we are going to represent all these polynomial terms in terms of linked list, so that the first term will hold the address of the second element. So that we need 3 parts: coefficient, exponent, and next. Okay. This is some example of polynomial addition. Okay. This is example for two examples here. Now, this is for the representation of polynomials. Okay, representation of this polynomial equation in terms of linked list. Okay, this is how we have to represent the polynomial equations. Okay, now if you have notebook now, you can just note it down these two equations alone. Okay, note it down these two equations in your paper. You have to follow that procedure. Otherwise, you can't. The code will be tedious for you. Just note it down, the first polynomial and second polynomial. Got it up? Yes. Yeah. Now, this is a representation of the first polynomial. Okay, the first term, to represent the single first term alone, I need 3 parts. To represent the second term alone, I need one more node with 3 parts. To represent the last term, 2 power x power 0, 2x power 0, I need one more node with 3 parts. Okay. Now, this is a first list. That means name of that polynomial list 1. This is for the second one. Okay, first polynomial as list 1, second polynomial as list 2. Okay, first part is the coefficient. This is for exponent. This is the coefficient of the first part. This is the power of the second term. This is the coefficient of the third term and exponent part of the third term. Okay, in this equation, after this 3 terms, no other nodes are there, so that the next field of the last node will point to the null. Okay, that is no more node in that list. Next representation of the second polynomial, 5x power 1 plus 5x power 0. Okay, coefficient part of the term 1, then exponent part of the term 1. The node 1 representation is over. Second one for node 2, that is term 2. Coefficient is 5, exponent is 0. After that, no more node is there, so that the next part of the last node will point to the null value. Got it up? Yes? Yes, any doubts? Yeah, this is the representation of polynomial 1, first equation. This is a representation of the second equation. Okay. Now, inside that, already I told you we are going to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication. Then, as usual, we are going to display what are all the elements in that polynomial list. Before that, default set, how first you have to create a node, then insert memory allocation. Okay. So, that 5 routine. First one is create a routine, insert a node, then you have to perform the operation one by one: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and display. Okay. Wow. So, now, first one, this is a representation of polynomial equation. Okay, here I am going to perform the addition operation. Okay. Yeah, this is the addition operation. After this addition, we need to store the resultant polynomial, so that we need one more list, resultant list. Okay, list 1, it represents the first polynomial. List 2, it represents the second polynomial. And resultant list, it represents the final value, result value. Okay, result of the given polynomial equation after the addition operation. Okay. Now, how we are going to perform this addition? So, listen carefully. Because based on that procedure only, I am going to explain that routine one by one. Okay. Yeah. Now, first one here. Yeah. First, routine creation, insertion, and all. We will discuss in the routine part. Okay. Now, I am going to explain what is the basic concepts of this node addition of the routine addition of the polynomial 1 and 2. Okay. Now, the first case, we have to consider the node first one. Okay. For that, we need 2 pointers. P1. Okay, imagine to perform this addition operation, I'm going to declare 2 pointers. Okay, P1 and P2. Okay, here I'm using P1 and P2. Okay, any doubts? P1 and P2. This P1 is always holds the address of the list 1. Okay, the list 1 P1 it points to the first polynomial. P2 it points to the second polynomial. Okay. Yes. Any doubts? Any doubts on this? Yeah. First one, we can start from the first position. Now the address of P1 it points to the first node in the polynomial equation. First node in the linked list 1. We can add first, we have to compare for addition of these 2 polynomial, we are going to compare the exponent part of the node. Okay. Now, what is the exponent part of the first node, P1? So, the P1, it holds the, how can we access this? This is, I told you, this is P1, this is P2. How can we access this? P1 of P1 arrow coefficient mean 5. P1 arrow exponent is equal to 2. Okay, then P1 arrow next, it always points to the address of the next node. Okay, that is a clear no. P1, through this P1, we are accessing each part one by one. Okay, now the procedure is our P1, now we have to compare for performing addition operation, we are going to compare the exponent part. Okay, so in this example, first the P1, we can add these 2 consider the first polynomial. Okay. For P1 and second polynomial, we are using the pointer variable P2. Then I am taking P1 at the first node. Okay, first position of the node 1. P2 is the second polynomial, the first position. Okay. Now we have to compare the exponent. Exponent of the first linked list is, compare this with 2. Okay, what is the exponent here? 2. Next exponent 1. Here. Here we have 3 cases are there. If the exponent is greater than what we have to do. If the exponent is less than what we have to do. If the exponent is equal to what we have to do. Only 3 cases are there. So you have to consider one by one. Okay. First one, if the exponent of the first linked list is 2, then the exponent of the second one is 1. Okay, which is greater than the second one. Okay, 2 is greater than the second polynomial exponent. So what we have to do, you just take this node. Okay, you have just add this node in the resultant polynomial. We can add this node in the resultant polynomial. Okay, if the exponent is greater than the next polynomial, so you compare these 2 exponents, 2 and 1. If it is greater, you have to place which is the bigger exponent. You can place the corresponding term into the resultant polynomial. Okay. Once I am transferring the data to the resultant node, immediately what I have to do, I just move on the pointer P1 alone to the next position. Now my pointer P1 points to the next node position. Got it? This is a key concept behind this. Okay, we are incrementing this pointer position alone. Okay, no need to disturb this P2 because we are taking the information only from the list 1 alone. Okay, we are taking, moving the copy those information from list 1 alone to the resultant polynomial list, so that you have to increment this pointer alone. Now again, next step, again compare the exponent of this P1 with exponent of P2. What we have to do? Now compare here 1 in P1, in P2 also it points to the exponent value is 1. So the both exponent are equal. What we have to do? Yes, we have to just add the coefficient. Okay, what we have to do? We can add the coefficient of those pointers. Okay, P1 and P2. What is the coefficient? 4 plus 5, 9. Okay, then no change in the exponent. Okay, you have to place both after the addition, you can place that resultant value in the resultant list. So if both are equal only, you have to concentrate. Okay, what is the case? If both are equal, you can add the coefficient. Okay. So 9 and 1. Now here you have to see, I am going to consider the data from the list 1 as well as the list 2. So that I am going to move both the pointers 1 position ahead. Now P1, it points to the next node, as well as here also increment P2 by 1. Now my P2 is here. Okay. Now PO increment both the pointers. Whenever you are going to take the information from list 1 as well as list 2, you can consider to move the pointer position 1 position ahead, increment by 1. Okay. Now again next step, compare the exponent part of the P1 and P2. Here also both are equal. So what we have to do? Again, we can add the coefficient of P1 and P2. So 5 plus 2, 7. Put it in the resultant list. Then express the exponent part. Okay. So again the same thing. I have taken the information from the both list 1 and list 2, so that I am moving this pointer position increment P1 by 1. So now what is the value of P1? Now the P1 it points to the null value, as well as I am going to increment P2 also 1 position. So now my P1 and P2 will point to the null value. Okay. Again, we have to compare that exponent value position. Can we compare that value? Because P1 it holds the null value. No other value in that exponent part and coefficient part. So you stop the procedure. Got it up? This is the procedure what we are going to do in the polynomial addition. Only 3 cases. If compare the exponent part. Okay, if the exponent is both compare, if it is P1 is greater than P2, okay, what you have to do? You have to copy the bigger exponent. Okay, you have to copy bigger exponent value to the resultant list. Okay, if both are equal, you can add the coefficient, then you take that resultant node in the copy that, add the resultant particular node in the resultant list. Okay. Next, okay, first case is over, second case is over. What about the third case? Any idea about the third case? Here, you have to consider this one. Yeah, less than means, if you compare this less than means, we can concentrate on the which node has a bigger exponent, that we will put it on the resultant list. Okay, so no problem. Now consider this case. Yes, consider this case. Yeah. You consider this example. Tell me the procedure. You note it down in your notebook. Yeah. See here, this is the first one. Assume first one. Here my pointer P1 is here. Okay. P1 is here. Here P2 is here. Okay. Now compare this P1 and P2. Okay. What is the exponent part here? 7 and 6. I told you, you have to copy the bigger exponent to the resultant list. So I copy P of P 5x square of 7. 5x square, 5x of 7. I copied in the resultant matrix. I copied information. I have taken the information from the list 1 alone. So you can increment this P1 alone. Okay, increment P1 by 1. Now you compare this exponent of P1 and P2. No need to increment this P2. Okay. Again compare P1 and 6 and 6. Both are equal. So I add the coefficient 5 plus 4, 9. Okay, 9 x power 6. Okay, here I am taken the data from the list 1 as well as from the list 2, so that I am incrementing the pointer P1 as well as P2. Now the new pointer value of P1 and P2 is here. Again you compare the coefficient. Okay, exponent here 5, here 5. Okay, both are again equal. You can add the coefficient. Okay, so that 2 plus 2, 4 x power 5. Again, I have taken the information from both the lists. So I have to increment P1 as well as P2. Yes. Now again compare the coefficient 3 and 2. I told you which is a bigger coefficient, exponent 3. Sorry, exponent 3. So you copy into resultant list 7x power cube. Okay. Now taken information from list 1, so that I am incrementing P1 by 1. That means here we have the null value. Okay, null. Okay. Now tell me, the next step we are going to compare the P1 and P2, but whenever the node it has the null value, the comparison is not at all possible. Okay, we have to stop that procedure. Okay, we can't compare the P1 and P2 because no data is available in P1. It has a null value. Okay, so after, what is the next case? This is a situation. Consider this one. Now, what is the next one? Shalini. What is the operation roll number 4141? Shalini. What about the remaining steps? We have seen both the exponent are equal. Okay, if bigger, we can copy. What about the next one? Still, we have some more element in P list 2. Okay, what we have to do? Tell me the answer for Shalini. Shalini, roll number 4141. Yes, yeah, Hari's exponent actually. Oh, so the exponents be in the sorted order. That's why we are copying the bigger element in the first position. Okay. Yeah, Shalini, what is your answer? Yes. What is the remaining step? How can we store the remaining element in the resultant list? Yeah, the last case, you have to copy once the comparison is not at all possible. Okay, we can copy the remaining, we can consider the remaining elements in the list 2, from list 2 to resultant list 1 by 1. Okay, we can add the terms 1 by 1. Okay, first we can add the first term to the resultant list, then you can add the next term to the resultant list. Like that, you can add. Once you add this one, automatically you can increment P2 by 1. Again, next you can increment last one once the P2 stop will pointer to the null value. Okay, this is all about the addition procedure for polynomial. Okay. Yes. Any doubts in the polynomial addition? How it will work? Any doubts? Only 3 cases. First case, we can compare the exponent. If we compare, if give the preference to the bigger exponent to copy into the resultant list. If both are equal, both exponents are equal, you can copy the coefficient. Okay, you can add the coefficient, then copy into the resultant list. if the list 1 is over, okay, if list 1 is over, that means the P1, our pointer, it points to the null value. That is no more list, no more node in the terms in the list. Okay, you have to stop the comparison process because we can't compare the nodes. Okay, compare P1, P2. So after that, you can move that terms data one by one to the resultant list. Yeah. Any doubts, students? Any doubts? For addition of two matrices, two polynomial. This is a representation. Yeah, any doubts? Shall I move on to the next one? Now, this is a routine for how to create the polynomial. Yes, this is a routine for how to create the polynomial. So this won't work if the experiments are not sorted. Yeah, if you want, you can, before that you can apply the sorting procedure. Okay, then you can do. Yeah. Next one. This is a procedure for how to create. This is a routine for creation. Here I am passing the return type is structure node type. Function name is create. Okay. Insert first one. Insert the head node position. Start the first list. Start. Inside that, here I am using 3 local variable. I for iteration purpose I am using. N for number of terms if you want. Then exponent and coefficient. Okay. See, here I am declaring this coefficient part as an integer. Okay, if you want, you can change this integer to float. Okay, whatever data type, if you want, you can change the coefficient part. Okay, here I am using the integer coefficient. Yeah, next one. First one, number of terms. Okay, how many number of terms we want? First, you can get from the user. This is the first one. Consider this equation. How many number of terms we want? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you can give 3. It will, using through this for loop, we can get the terms one by one. Inside that term, each term we have coefficient part and exponent part. Okay. So that I am using coefficient percentage D. I am using coefficient. Through this one more scanf, I am using exponent part. Okay. I will get the exponent part and coefficient part. Next one. This is creation alone, that is no declaration. Next part is we have to initialize the memory part. Okay. That's why here I am calling the function insert yes. Okay. Do that memory allocation and all you have to do. Here I am going to pass all those coefficient and the exponent part. Already told you how many pointer variable you want. You can declare inside this PTR and temp. Okay, then using through this malloc, you can allocate memories for this new node. Then initialize the values coefficient part and exponent part. Okay, now you have to check here. Here I am using the OR operator. Okay, check whether if start double equal to null. So many times we discussed this part whether our list is empty or not. Okay, if it is equal to null means our list is empty, so that you can set our temp length is equal to first one, then temp is equal to, again this temp is the start node, beginning node. Got it out? If no other node in that list, this is indication of the first node. Else part, assume in our list it has some more than one node. Okay, what we have to do? Start. You have to initialize the start pointer to the temporary pointer variable PTR. Okay, you have to check whether that link it is not equal to null. Okay, as well as here you have to check the exponent part greater than or equal to EX. Okay, once you check like this part, Harish, you are asking the if you check this one, automatically the higher exponent will be placed in the first one. Okay. Next one, you can change the other pointer position to the pointer to the next one, then change the link, then it will return start. Why return start means here I am passing the return type is pointer variable. Okay, wow. So the corresponding memory address. Here I am calling this function. No, what is the function called here? function with return type with argument, so that my function call is some variable. Pointer variable is equal to function call. So this insert, yes, it returns some memory address. Okay, that address will be stored in the start pointer variable. Okay, that means we are inserting that new node. Okay, well, inside the create function, I am adding, I am using the call function insert underscore yes. Now, this is the node procedure insert at the beginning. Same thing if you want to insert node at the end. Okay. To temporary pointer variable. Okay, through this malloc, we are going to allocate the memory for the new node temp. Assign the value coefficient and exponent. Check whether it is empty or not. If it is not empty, what we have to do? We can add up to search pointer of that next part. Link is nothing but next. Okay, next part is not equal to null. Up to you have to traverse. Then you can insert the new node. Once you insert the new node in that last position, immediately you have to return that starting address to the node creation here. Okay. Here I am inside this create. I am calling that function inserting node at the beginning. If you want, you can change instead of insert yes, you can call insert node at the end. Okay. You have two possibilities are there. If you want, you can call this one, or you can call this routine. Any doubts for insertion? Any doubts for insertion? Yes, Nirmal Verma, any doubts for insertion? Nirmal Verma, roll number 4174. Yes, any doubts? Yes, any doubts?
Dhanlakshmi ma'am, they want to explain you again now.
Okay. See, already I told you, you just point that you can take pen and paper, you can implement this code, okay, wow. Otherwise, you can't imagine that structure, okay? Or you can take this example, okay, you can imagine like this. Initially, our list is empty. Okay, you have to assume this is our pointer, first node temp. Okay, allocate the memory space and assign that values. Assign the value of this coefficient and exponent part. If start double equal to null means here start. Assume this is our start. Okay, the start is double equal to null means no other node in that. That is no other memory address in that start pointer. Okay, it does not point to any node in that list. Okay, if start double equal to null. Okay, here I am using OR operator. Whether if it is any one of the condition, is it true or they enter into this loop? Okay, that is an operation of OR operator. And means if both the conditions are true, it will enter into this loop. Okay, yeah. If start double equal to null, that means no other address in that start. Assume here list, instead of list, you can assume here start. Okay. Now no other address is there means that is the meaning of that null. Okay, our list is empty. So you can assume temp link, that is next part. Okay, link is nothing but next part. Okay, temp of next is equal to start, that is we can store that starting address. Okay, what is the address inside that start pointer variable start? You can assign temp of next. Okay, then you can, this is a starting no, so you can take this temp as the starting position. Data. If assume if our list has more than one node, okay, you can use one more pointer variable ptr. So it initially it points to the starting node ptr. This is our starting node. You can point ptr is here. Assign the address of start to the ptr node ptr. Okay. Next one, while ptr, what is the ptr of link? That is next part. ptr of next is not equal to null. And here I am using AND operator. And ptr of link of exponent. Okay, that means ptr of next path. Okay, PTR of next, what is the meaning? This is PTR. PTR of next, it points to the address of the next node. What is the exponent of this path? Okay. It will check the both condition. If the both conditions are true, we can increment. That is PTR is equal to PTR of link. Okay, what is the meaning? PTR is equal to PTR of link. Here assume, here we are going to insert node as the beginning position. Okay, insert the node at the beginning, or you can next to the node you can assume. Okay, wow. Then change the next position to that PTR. Now PTR, it points to the address of the what is the address available in the next part. Okay, then you have to assign this PTR link to the temp of next field. Okay, then we have to change the new temp is equal to PTR of next, then return the next node address to the starting point address. Okay, wow. So once you have to draw the diagrammatic notation, easily you can understand this 4 steps. Okay. Next one, inserting the node. Display let we will discuss in the next one. Now for the polynomial addition, that is a procedure how to insert the node at the beginning and end. Now polynomial addition, already I told you I am using 2 pointer. P1 it represents the first link, first polynomial. P2 is a pointer, it represents the second polynomial. Okay. Then I need one more temporary pointer variable start3. It represents the resultant polynomial. Okay, start3 is the resultant polynomial. Initially there is no reference in that start3, so initially it is null. Here I am going to check first while P1 is not equal to null and P2 is also not equal to null. First we have to check P1 is empty or not empty. Okay, wow. First we have to check if some other terms are there, then only we are going to perform that comparison and all. We are going to perform the addition. So first you have to check whether terms are there. The first list 1, it has the number of terms. List 2 also has the terms. Or is it there or not, you have to check. Not null. Okay. If both the lists are not null, you enter into this if condition. P1 of exponent greater than P2 of exponent. P1 of exponent greater than P2 of exponent. Yes, P2 is greater. So is it true? Is it true? Then start3 is equal to insert. Call the insert function with the start3, give resultant list with P1 of coefficient. Then P1 of exponent alone. Yes, I told you this is a bigger exponent. So we need to copy this term alone in the resultant list so that okay, you can call this routine call the insert routine with the list resultant list argument comma P1 of coefficient and P1 of exponent. So the automatically the term will be copied into that resultant list. Okay. Now I told you once we have taken the data from the list 1, immediately you have to move this pointer alone so that I'm incrementing P1 is equal to P1 of link. That means P1 of next pointer. Okay, wow. Now we are assigning P1 new address. P1 is equal to P1 of next address. Okay. This is P1 of the next. Okay. This is P1 of next. It pointed to the second term, second node. Now you have to place P1 here. That is P1 is equal to P1 of list. Next one, first condition. Okay, if else if no. Okay, first you are checking if it is true, enter into this part. Else if P2 of expo greater than exponent greater than P1 means now assume our P2 is the greater. Okay, so what we have to do? You can call P2 exponent and P2 coefficient alone. Okay, to the resultant list. Then move the pointer position P2 alone. P2 is equal to P2 of link, P2 of list. Next. Okay, this is else if or else if. One more checking. Else. This is not. Okay, wow. if is over, or else if, or again one more else if exponent of P1 which is double equal to exponent of P2. Exponent of P1 is double equal to exponent of P2. Both are equal. What we have to do, you just call the insert with P1 of coefficient, okay, P1 of coefficient plus addition operator plus, here I am using plus P2 of coefficient. Okay, this is a very, very important point. P1 of coefficient plus P2 of coefficient, then come up P1 are a exponent. If you want, you can use any one this because both the exponent are equal. Got it? Yes. What is the next step? If both are equal, increment both the pointer one step ahead. Now P1, assign P1 of next to P1, then P2 of next to P2. Now P1 will be pointing to the next node, P2 will be pointing to the next node. So 3 cases are over. Okay. Yes. 3 cases are over when our P1 is not equal to null as well as P2 is not equal to null. If both are not equal to null, this is the procedure. 3 cases are there. Okay. Yes. Now one more thing. If P2 has finished, okay, well, I gave the example in this example. Yeah, in this example, our P1 is finished, so that we are going to copy the remaining terms in the resultant list. Okay. So here, how we have to copy that procedure? Okay. How can we perform the remaining 2 steps? Assume if P2 has finished, okay, wow, and the elements left in P1, how can we copy? You have to check while P1 not equal to null. P2 only finished, so you have to take while P1 not equal to null. You can copy all the insert function with P1 coefficient and exponent alone because no more element in P2. Okay, so P1 coefficient, exponent. Okay, first term is okay. I told you have to copy 1 by 1 so that you can increment P1 by 1. Next, copy the second term, then increment, then copy the third term, last term up to P1 is equal to null. Okay, you can do the procedure up to P1 equal to null. Okay, yes, if P1 not equal to null, you can do the procedure. Once P1 equal to null, you can stop the procedure, it come out from the loop. Okay, next, consider second option that P1 has finished, P2 is left out. Okay, P2 has some more elements are there. So how can we do? Again, you have to check P2 is not equal to null. You can copy all the elements 1 by 1. Increment P2 alone by 1. Once P2 is equal to null, you can stop the procedure. So these are all the procedure how to perform polynomial addition. Only 2 cases here. If both are not equal to null, do all the conditions 1 by 1. If any one, the list is over equal to null, you can do these steps 1 by 1. Okay, finally, print the entire resultant polynomial. How can we print? Call the display function here. Okay, how can we call the display function? Here I am passing. I am going to display the resultant list. Okay, so that I am passing the head address of resultant. Okay, what is the address in that start 3? Already I told you, start always it hold the address of the header node, first node address. So you can call display of the resultant list first head address. So immediately it will enter into this display function. Okay, this is a normal procedure. Display, pass the header node address. Okay, declare one pointer variable, temporary pointer variable. If PTR double equal to null means that is no more, 0 polynomial. That our list is empty, no other node in that list. Okay, or else PTR is not equal to null. What we have to do? We need the path. Okay, this is a Node is 3-part coefficient exponent. So we have to print coefficient part as well as exponent part. Okay, so that I am using %d and %d. If you, whatever syntax you want, you can give inside this printf statement. Okay, I need coefficient x to the power exponent. Okay, so ptr of coefficient, comma, ptr of exponent. Okay, ready now? So now increment this ptr by 1, so that ptr is equal to ptr of next. Okay. Once if ptr is not equal to null, what is it? These and all I am going to represent the polynomial representation. We need term 1, then plus term 2, plus term 3, plus. Okay, as it is, how can we display the result? So that I am using this plus symbol in between each and every term. Okay. Else you come out from the loop, while loop. This is a normal display statement. Any doubts for this display? Yes. So far we discussed inserting, how to insert, how to add. Okay. Next one. Subtraction. Okay, this is a subtraction of, again I am taking same example. This is the first polynomial, this is the second polynomial. I am going to perform subtraction. Okay, first you have all as usual, P1 is here, P2 is here. Okay, compare both the exponent 2 and 1. If the bigger exponent is what we have to do, copy. Now here's P1, here P2, because P1 is the bigger exponent, so you can copy this into resultant. Then increment P1 alone. Now compare the exponent of P1 and P2. Here the same, this is not an addition, this is a subtraction. So that you have to subtract, say always subtract from list 1. Okay, how can we subtract 4 minus 5? Okay, you can subtract list 2 from list 1. So that 4 minus 5, it shows the minus 1. Exponent is the same. So 1. Then increment both the pointer by 1, P1 and P2. So now here P1 and P2 both the exponent are same. So we are going to perform subtraction. 2 minus 5 minus 3. Okay, this is for subtraction. Now tell me, everything is common, only one changes in that addition routine. Okay, can you tell me where is the changes are there? Only one change in the addition routine. Any one of you, can you tell me? Nitin Reddy. Nitin Reddy, very simple question. This is a question to you, Nitin Reddy, roll number 417, where we have to change the code in that routine, addition routine. Addition routine, only one small part is changed. Nitin Reddy, roll number 4171. 4171. Give me the answer, ma. Any one of you? If you want to perform the subtraction, okay, the same routine we are going to follow in same routine of the addition. Only small changes is there. Any one of you? Any one of you? You tell me where is the change? Changes in where? What Harish P1 coefficient? You write that entire code, one line code here. Anandita, if P1 coefficient, no, that is not there. That and all general change.
Raji ma'am, it is not audible ma'am.
Dhanlakshmi ma'am. Dhanlakshmi ma'am. Dhanlakshmi ma'am.
டிஸ்கனெக்ட் ஆயிட்டாங்கப்பா. வருவாங்க.
நெட்வொர்க் ப்ராப்ளம் போல.
It's now polynomial addition. This is for subtraction. You have to change the operator. Instead of plus, here we are using minus operator. This is changes in subtraction of two polynomial. Okay. Now, let's move on to multiplication. Okay, polynomial multiplication. Yeah, listen. Shall I start multiplication? Rajivam, கேக்குதுல? Raji ma'am?
Ma'am, Dhanlakshmi ma'am, it is audible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so listen carefully. This is a very, very important operation on multiplication. Multiplication on polynomial, two polynomials. Here I am going to, here you have considered the first example, 5x square, 4x1, 2x power 0. Second polynomial, 5x power 1 and 5x power 0. Okay. Now, how to perform the multiplication? Listen carefully. If you have pen and paper, you just note it down that procedure alone. No need to copy that code and all. You just copy the procedure. From that procedure, you can write code yourself. Okay. Now, first you have to consider this is for P1. Okay. First we have to take, this is list 1, list 2. Okay. Consider the terms from the list 1, 5x square, then 5x1. Okay. Compare the exponent part here 2 and 1. But in multiply, that is the usual procedure in addition and subtraction. But here what we have to do in multiplication, we are going to multiply the coefficient. Okay. What is the coefficient? 5 and 5. So multiply 5 and 5. What is the answer? 25. Okay. Multiply 5 and 5. What is the answer? 25. Then you can add this coefficient. You can add the coefficient. So sorry, exponent. Sorry. You can multiply the coefficient. Then you can add the exponent part. So 25x cube. Okay. See, actually, what is the procedure? You can take, this is P1. Okay. This is P2. Got it? This is P2. What we have to do, first take the P1 first term alone. Okay, you can take the P1 first term alone, then compare with P2 all the terms. Okay, so now take the first term in P1. Okay, perform multiplication with the all the terms in the P2. So first term 525 x cube is over. Then you take first term with second term in the list 2. Okay, so 5 into 5, 25. Add the coefficient 2 and 0. That is 2. 25 x power 2. Okay, got it? So if you are taking P1, first time you have to compare P1 and P2. Next you have to increment P2 by 1. Now you compare P1 and multiply P1 and P2. Got it? You have to take single term from list 1, then multiply with all the elements in the next list, second list. Got it? So first procedure over. Then again, next take the second term. Now this is our P1, increment P1 by 1. Now this is our P1. Using this P1, you can multiply with all the terms in P2. Again, you have to initialize P2 by P2 here, then perform multiplication with P1 and P2. So 20, add the coefficient 20 x power square, then increment P2 alone. Okay, now P2 is here, perform multiplication 20 x power 1. Okay, so these two are the answer for the second term. Okay, these two are the answer for the first term. Got it up? Now, now you have to change this P1. Sorry. Now, this is our P1. Okay. Now P1. Now you are going to perform multiplication this P1 with the P2. Okay. The 10 x power 1. Now increment P2 alone. Okay. Then you have to perform multiplication with P2. So again 10 x power 0. So these two are the answer for the third term. Got it out? This is a simple procedure for multiplication. Any doubts? Okay, first initially you have to set the pointer, both the pointer P1 and P2. Okay, wow. Now you have to take the first term P1 and multiply with P2, first pointer, current pointer. Then increment P2 alone. Then perform multiplication with P1, same P1. Okay, then increment again, same concept again. Increment P2, what is that? Null value. Once if any one of the pointer it has the null value, immediately we have to stop that procedure, whatever multiplication, comparison, addition, subtraction, you stop the procedure. Okay, then again, now you have to increment, you can, after this position, every time you have to set P2 to the first position. Okay, and then increment P1 alone. Now P1, it points to the second term, then you have to perform multiplication with the first term of list 2, then increment P2 by 1. Okay, third time increment P2 by 1, it points to the null value. So stop the procedure. Okay, now you can increment P1 or you can set again, reset the pointer P2 to the header position, then do the procedure. Okay, this is the concept of polynomial multiplication. Any doubts on this? Shall I explain that code routine? Any doubts on this? This is a procedure. Once you understand the procedure, then only you can write the code. Any doubts? Shall I start for the routine? Any one of you give the answer, more response? Shall I start for the routine or shall I explain once again this multiplication procedure? Any one of you? Balaji, okay. Good. Okay means shall I explain once again? Yes? Vandana, okay. Okay, ma. Shall I explain once again or shall I move on to the routine explanation? Yeah, you can proceed to next. Ma'am da sollirukanga. Others, what about students? Students, shall I explain the routine? Yeah, routine explanation. I'm good. Balaji. Okay. Balaji, the message bote ematada. Finally, you have the conclusion. Okay, you have to conclude this session. Yes, that we won't forget. Okay, you keep it in on. Okay, now move on to the routine session. Mute your mic, Balaji. Okay. So now this is a routine for multiplication. Again, we have to pass the routine list, polynomial list 1, polynomial 2. Then resultant, we need that resultant list. Okay, start 3, always point to the resultant list. And now we have to assign, here the assignment operator, we are assigning P2. Okay, we are assigning P2 to the pointer P2 underscore begin. This is a one temporary pointer variable. It holds the, okay, it holds the address of the P2. Why this statement is necessary here? Any one of you? I explained that concept, no? Based on the concept, you can tell. Sorry. What is the necessity of this statement? Why we are assigning that P2 address to the one temporary pointer variable? Any one of you? Why we are assigning this P2 to some other temporary pointer variable? Yes, any one of you? Answer பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? Yeah. Routine means routine explanation. Hey, what is the answer, ma'am? Why I am using this statement here? Why I am initializing the P2 starting address to one temporary pointer variable? What is the necessity of this one? Yeah, Kishore. After each in P1, we again need to P2 to the first node. Yeah, very good. See, actually, Kishore, your answer is correct. Yeah, we are. Why I told you, no. See, once the first term of P1 is over, multiplied with the remaining terms in the all the terms in list 2. Once that process is over, we need to set P2 again. Then only we are going to perform the multiplication with term 2 in the list 1. Okay. Further, we are going to assigning the P2 address to some temporary variable. As usual, you have to check whether start resultant is equal to null. Now I told you this pointer P1 and P2 both are not null. You can proceed. If any one of the list is null, we can't do any operation. So here if P1 is not equal, P1 is equal to null, or P2 is any one list is equal to null, we can't do. Okay, that is multiplied polynomial is zero polynomial. We can't perform multiplication. Got it? Otherwise, else, what we have to do? While P1 not equal to null. First, we have to check this P1. Okay, first we have to check this P1 not equal to null. This is our P1. Okay, P1. Now P1 it points to the node, first node in the list 1. So it is not equal to null. So what we have to do? What we have to do? We can assign this beginning of the address to. Already we assign this P2 underscore beginning. It holds the address of the first node of the list 2. Okay. So now P2 it holds the address of the first node. This one. Okay. Then you start the procedure. What we have to do again? This while for P1 not equal to null checking. Now again, if point to the null, point to the P2 is here now. Once again, you have to check whether this is equal to null or not equal to null. Yeah, this is also not equal to null. Okay, why? P2 not equal to null, we have to do the procedure. What is the procedure? Call the insert function with the resultant node. P1 of coefficient into P2 of coefficient. Okay, that is P1 of coefficient into P2 of coefficient, one part. And another one, P1 of exponent plus P2 of exponent. Okay, P1 of exponent plus P2 of exponent. Okay, multiplication of coefficient, then addition of exponent. Okay, so insert that entire value, call the insert function, do the procedure, then store that node value to the resultant start 3. Okay, ma'am. Yes, we are inserted the target after the multiplication. The node should be stored in the resultant list. Now, what is the meaning of this one? P2 equal to P2 of next. That means no need to touch P1 because still one more terms are there. So you increment this P2 alone. Okay, ma'am. This P2 alone you increment. That's why P2 increment P2 of next. So this while loop is continue until this while loop. Okay, ma'am. We are talking about this while loop. This will be continue until until this P2 is equal to null. Once it is equal to null, what we have to do? You stop the procedure. Next, you move on to this P1, increment P1 by 1. That's why once, if it is equal to null, it comes out from this while loop. Again, it will enter into this while loop. Okay. Again, it will do the same procedure. What we have to do? Increment this one. Now you have to increment p by 1. Then you have to do the same procedure. Initialize first one, begin. Move on to this P1, P2 to first position. Then do the multiplication and addition. Okay, wow. Then again up to none. Then increment P1. Got it up? This is the routine of multiplication. Finally, the start 3, it holds the resultant multiplication of polynomial. It has the multiplied result of 2 polynomial. Polynomial 1 and polynomial 2. So this is the procedure of polynomial. 55. So okay, I will show the demo. Okay, any doubt on this multiplication? Yeah. Any doubts? Okay, only 5 minutes. Okay, I will show the demo. See what I am going to do. No, here this is the entire. I already converted this into code. Okay, wow. So that just I copy this entire code and places in the CodeChef platform. Okay. So wait for 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Only 5 minutes more. Wait. WhatsApp screen தெரியுதா? Raji ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 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 So just I will copy the code. Okay. This is the code, whatever we have seen in the PPT. Okay, nothing is there, no changes in that. Okay, I copied the entire code here. Now, run the code. Oh, sorry. One more thing. Before run this code, see the previous code and all, I am passing input as an argument. Okay, I am passing input as a function argument. But here we get the input using scanf statement and all, so that we must give the input like this. Okay, so we must give the custom input. How can you use? If you use scanf, if you are using scanf statement, first before run the program, you first click the custom input button. Then you can give the inputs one by one. Okay. Now I am going to give the inputs. Consider this our example. In that code, first we have to give the number of terms. Okay. Imagine that 2 example. Okay, 5x squared plus 4x1 plus 2x0. First polynomial. In that we have 3 terms. So I am giving 3 terms. Enter. Now give the first term coefficient and exponent. Okay, first term coefficient is 5. Then enter. Exponent is 2. Okay, second term coefficient is 4 and exponent is 1. Third term coefficient is 2 and exponent is 0. Okay, now the first 3 terms are over for the first polynomial. Now we have to give how many terms in the second polynomial. Okay, in second polynomial we have 2 terms, so I am giving 2. Now you have to give the 2 terms coefficient and exponent one by one. Okay, now I am giving 5 is the coefficient of the first term, then 1 exponent of the first term, then 5 is the coefficient of the second term, then 0 is the exponent of the second term. Now, after the last, you must give the enter. Okay. Yeah. So all the inputs are over. Now I'm going to give the run command. Students, please listen. Okay. Just only 5 minutes are there. give the run command. Yeah, see, this is the output of your polynomial. See, listen here. Entire polynomial 1, the number of terms I have given 3, so it will take all the values one by one. Okay, so after that, see, listen, this is our polynomial 1, 5x square plus 4. So that only I am using in printf statement, I am using plus operator and all. Okay, for that, for this expression, when you are going to get this expression, we need to give that operator in printf statement. Okay, so this is polynomial 1. This is a polynomial 2. Okay, this is a result of our addition of two polynomial. Okay, 5x square plus 9x power 1 plus 7x power 0. This is a subtraction of two polynomial, same polynomial. Okay, 5x power x square plus minus 1x power 1 plus minus 3x power 0. Okay, this is for multiplication of two polynomials. Okay, 25x cube, the same example only I have taken. 25x square plus 20x square plus 20x power 1 plus 10x power 1 plus 10x power 0. Okay, any doubts on this? You just go through all those polynomial implementation. Okay, so up to this, that unit 1 is over. Okay, if you have any doubts, you thoroughly take your own time. You thoroughly go through all those topics, singly linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list, and applications, this polynomial operations and all. You just go through and come. If you have any doubts, we will discuss on the next session. Okay, any doubts? Any doubt? Solunga ma'am, wind up பண்ணிடலாம்.
Harish is having some doubt.
எங்க போட்டுருக்கான்? Okay, Harish, நீ stay பண்ணுவா.
Harish, you can unmute and you can ask your doubt.
Or you put it in chat box now. Harish? Ma'am, wind up பண்ணிடலாமா?
Yes, ma'am.
Any others? If you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts? Others response? Put your answer in chat box.
Harish is having in addition.
Addition, cherry. Okay.
Addition of polynomial in while loop he is having some doubt.
Okay. அப்ப ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் வெளிய போக ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்களா? ஓகே, ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். சொல்லுப்பா.
இன்சர்ட் பார்ட்ல கீழ while loopல டவுட்டா இருக்கு மேம், அது புரியல மேம்.
ஏறப்பா ரெண்டு இன்சர்ட் இருக்குலப்பா, பிகினிங் அண்ட் எண்ட் ரெண்டு இருக்கா? அது எந்த இன்சர்ட் கேக்குறாரு? இன்சர்ட் a node at beginning and insert node at the end.
end மேம்.
ஓகே. இங்க டவுட் இருக்கா?
ஆமா மேம்.
ஸ்கிரீன் தெரியுதா உனக்கு?
தெரியுது மேம்.
சரி, இந்த பார்ட்ல உனக்கு டவுட்டா?
ஆமா மேம்.
சரி, ஓகே. நான் நெக்ஸ்ட் அந்த நோடு ரெப்ரசன்ட் டயக்ராம் போட்டுட்டு உனக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். ஓகேவா?
ஓகே மேம்.
சரி, அதுக்கு முன்னாடி நீயே பொறுமையா உட்காந்து ஒரு அந்த ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் இருக்கு பாத்தியா, இந்த டயக்ராம் இது போட்டு where is the point at PTR, where is the temp, then what is the starting address, இது போட்டேன்னா உனக்கு அந்த flow வந்துரும்.
ஓகே மேம்.
once you try today, ஓகேவா? அப்புறம் you have any doubts, நான் உனக்கு இது அதுக்கப்புறம் உனக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன் நோட ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் போட்டு. ஓகேவா? சரி, அதாவது எல்லா ப்ரோக்ராம் ட்ரை பண்றீங்களா நீங்க? எழுதியாச்சா இதை அப்படியே காப்பி பண்ணிடுவீங்களா?
இல்ல மேம், ஒன்னு ஒன்னா போட்டு பார்த்துட்டு
ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. சரி, ஓகே. சரி, நான் சொல்றேன் நெக்ஸ்ட் செஷன்ல இங்க.
ஓகே மேம்.
ஓகே, சரி. ஓகேப்பா, தேங்க்யூ.